Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars and welcome to my Blu-ray collection update video for September 2019. Can't believe it's September, but there we go. So I've had a decent month this month collecting, picking up some Blu-rays, a couple of 80s classics, things like that as well. But surprisingly, shock horror, no box sets this month. I haven't picked up any box sets this month because I've not seen any that have interested me, and that is the primary reason. So without further ado, we shall make a start. And the first thing I picked up, obviously, and if you follow my Facebook page, Screen Stars Facebook page, you will have seen this. I picked up John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum in the sleeve. Already watched it. Once again, thoroughly enjoyed it. Very happy with that. I haven't watched the extras yet, but I will certainly be doing that. Decent amount of extras on there. So I'm happy to have picked up John Wick 3. Another one I've picked up is one of the classic ones. Total Recall, the Ultimate Recall edition that has been director approved by Paul Verhoeven. Okay, it's got loads and loads of extras on it. It's in this lovely reflective sleeve, if you can see that, and it's got lots and lots of pretty good extras on there. So I'm really happy to have picked up that Schwarzenegger classic film, really pleased with that. And I also picked up, because I've only seen it once and I wanted to see what it was like because I couldn't remember that much about it, which is probably not a good sign, the Colin Farrell Total Recall remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it. It's in the sleeve. I remember not being completely impressed with this, but then I remembered the cast. I looked at the cast and it's got a great cast. It's got Bryan Cranston as well as the bad guy in it. So I thought I'll give it another go, and if it doesn't do it for me, I'll just move it on. Clearly, we all know it ain't as good as the original, that's for damn sure. Picked up this next. Annabelle Creation. Quite simply the best Annabelle film by far. This is in the sleeve, and it's got a nice collection of extras on there as well. So yeah, I'm going to watch this one with my wife. I thought this was a pretty scary Conjuring universe film, as we have to call them now. Right, some 80s classics that I picked up next. The John Hughes classic, Planes, Trains and Automobiles. John Candy, Steve Martin. Quite simply one of the best comedies of the 80s. This was actually, it's got some really cool extras on it as well. Much cheaper than I expected when I found this. Brilliant to have in the collection, that. Another Schwarzenegger classic next. Raw Deal, the 80s action mob film that he made. Incredible cast really when you consider it. Sam Wanamaker, Darren McGavin, Robert Davi. It's actually a pretty good film. It's one of those that got lost in the pack in the 80s because it was in between his Commandos and his Predators and all that kind of stuff. I think it came out in 1986, this. So he made better films around that period, but this is actually quite a good film. Schwarzenegger goes up against the mob undercover. Another 80s classic next. Tango and Cash. Stallone, Kurt Russell. Cheesy action from the 80s. I've just saw a recent interview with Sylvester Stallone where he actually said he was in talks with Kurt Russell right now to maybe do another Tango and Cash film. He's trying to convince Kurt Russell to do it. That would be interesting for sure. I would like to see Tango and Cash back on screen. They had great chemistry, Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell, in that film. A very good western that I reviewed last year, I think, on the channel. Christian Bale's Hostiles. Fans of westerns out there, I think you would really enjoy this film. Superbly made, beautifully shot, great story. It's basically about Christian Bale, who is a retiring army colonel or something like that, and he's got to escort these Red Indians across country, which he's not happy with because he's been at war with them for decades. but he kind of learns to respect them along the way. Very, very well made film. Strongly recommend it for fan of westerns. Fans of Jason Momoa. Braven. Watched and reviewed this on the channel last year. The review's somewhere on the channel in the action section. Very, very good action film this. I watched this just last week with my wife, who, unsurprisingly, is a fan of Jason Momoa. But yes, I think you would enjoy this if you give it a try. It's really well made. It's got some great performances. It's got Stephen Lang in it as well. And it's a decent action film, so give it a go. Next up, Ironclad. A really very good historical type action film with a good cast. James Purefoy, Brian Cox, Derek Jacobi, Kate Mara. It's one of those that kind of went under the radar, but it is actually a very, very good historical type action film. This is one of those that I picked up. It was very, very cheap. I only watched it once. I didn't mind it, but I didn't love it, and I thought I'd give it another go. And that is Harrison Ford, Ben Kingsley, Ender's Game. It's got this weird reflective cover in the sleeve. I thought I would give it another go, and if it doesn't, if I feel like I don't want to keep it in the collection, I'll just move it on. I haven't seen this next one, so if anyone's seen it, let me know. It's supposed to be a pretty decent UK based action film. Oh, there we go. Welcome to the Punch. James McAvoy, produced by Ridley Scott. It's got this, again, reflective cover. I don't know a lot about it. I just remember when it was released, I saw a couple of favourable reviews of it, but I never got a chance to watch it, so I'm going to give that a go at one point. Continuing my Steven Seagal collection, we have Maximum Conviction. Steven Seagal, Steve Austin. Not seen it. I will get round to watching it. I know I haven't reviewed any more Steven Seagal films since I did that other one, Kill Switch was it or something. I think that film was so bad it kind of scarred me a little bit, so I'm a little bit afraid to watch another one, but I will get round to watching another one. Maybe this one. Who knows? Another Schwarzenegger one. I think this film's kind of underrated, and it was his comeback film when he came back from politics. The Last Stand. Forrest Whitaker, Johnny Knoxville, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think it's actually pretty good. I watched this a couple of weeks ago with my wife who'd never seen it, and she quite enjoyed it as well. I think it's a pretty decent action film. Now we have Hercules, Dwayne Johnson's version in the sleeve. Again, I think this is a pretty good film. This was the film, I think, you could probably argue, where Dwayne Johnson properly bulked up, and he's kind of kept that bulk since that film. If you look at his earlier films, he was decidedly slimmer. Got this, it's still in the plastic wrapping. I picked it up in a second-hand store. It's never been opened, really. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. I've not seen this, but it's got a good cast. I think it's got Guy Pearce, Katie Holmes. So let me know if you've seen this. Let me know what it's like. It sounds pretty good. And I think, has it got Benicio del Toro? Oh no, Guillermo del Toro, not Benicio del Toro. Guillermo del Toro, I think, was one of the producers or writers or something, I don't know. So let me know what that's like if you've seen it, because I thought it looked pretty good, but then again it could be terribly generic. I might have shown this last month, you know, so yeah, sometimes I get confused and I put things on the wrong pile, so apologies if I have. Liam Neeson's Non-Stop in the reflective sleeve. Again, I haven't seen this. This was when this came out. I was starting to get fed up of his generic action flicks, and I thought I'm going to leave it. You know, Die Hard on a Plane, it sounds like, again, with Liam Neeson. So I didn't watch it, but I thought I'd give it a go, because I watched and reviewed on the channel a couple of weeks ago that a walk among the tombstones, and that was another one I ignored at the time because I thought the same thing, and I quite enjoyed that one. So I thought, well, I'll give Non-Stop a try. This next film was reviewed terribly when it came out, and I have seen it once, but I wanted to get it again to remind myself what I thought of it. I didn't think it was terrible or anything when I watched it. I thought, I do remember that. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Righteous Kill. Now, essentially, just because they're on screen together, it's worth a watch. And I do remember when I watched it, they had great chemistry and stuff. Oh, that's the dog sneezing. So I'll give that another go. And the final one that I picked up is a comedy. Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson, The Internship. The Wedding Crashers team back together. Now, this I don't think was nowhere near as good as Wedding Crashers, but it wasn't that bad. It was, from what I remember, when it was released at the cinema, it was kind of, it didn't do anything. But I actually quite enjoyed it. Yeah, obviously it's not as good as Wedding Crashers, but it is still quite fun, and they've always got great chemistry, them too. So I'll probably give that a watch at some point and review it on the channel, because when I saw it I didn't have the channel before. So that's everything I have picked up for the month of September. So thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know in the comments if you've seen any of those and your thoughts on some of those films. And I will see you next month for another collection update. Thanks for watching, everybody, and of course I'll see you next time on Screen Stars.